What's up, y'all? Thanks for joining. This is the Way of the Technician podcast, and my name is Jalid Guerrero. I'm a master technician, and this is
Curtis, and I'm an Audi master technician. Today, we're going to be talking about why now is the best time to be an automotive technician, to be in the industry.
Yes, we are. And I mean, it's a great time to be in it. Job shortage. And I feel like it's a great opportunity to kind of put your feet in the puddle. You know, it's a weird way to put it, but that's the way I want to put it.
Put your feet in the puddle. Just jump on in. It's like that Instagram video where he jumps in the puddle and he goes all the way in. Exactly
that. Now, so far, labor market this year, the automotive industry has added, I forgot my source, but it's added around 56,000 jobs. But it's also lost 36. So in that point, I mean, there's a big difference between people entering the industry and people leaving the industry, which is, I feel like it's a great opportunity. A lot of people might look at it as a downside, as in people no longer want to be in the automotive industry, but I see it as a great opportunity to join and then show that even though a lot of other people can make it, you could. So that then motivates other younger individuals to be like, hey, maybe I can do what he did, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's always an opportunity for people who want to work and they want to work hard. I mean, you see that, you know, people are you're talking about the industry being down. It's like, you know, what do they say about buying in at the drop? You know, you need to get in now so that when it's going up, you've already got that, you know, 1 to 2 to 5 years of experience. When that industry is going back up, you've already got it, and you're, you know, going to be able to maximize your time, your hours, and your pay.
Exactly. Buy the dip. Buy the dip.
Buy the dip. That's right. Buy the dip.
That is when you want to go in. Yep, the automotive industry dip. That's when you want to go in, especially with, you know, electrified chassis coming in, hybrid vehicles. I mean, 90% or 95% of Toyotas right now are all coming in hybrid. The Sienna is no longer gas only. It's a hybrid vehicle. The Camrys, all hybrids. I mean, the Tundra even comes in hybrid, which didn't do before in 2021. With the new generation, it does now. So I feel like if you learn that, if you can adapt, you can progress in the industry no matter what. I mean, whatever comes your way, you'll be able to take care of it and make a living for your family and for you and for anybody who else is around you in that situation. So, I mean, I feel like people shouldn't look down on it and call it overcomplicated.
Yeah, I mean, there's always room for people who want to work and want to learn. I mean, those people are always going to have an opportunity to do that. So, I mean, you know, others around us might be saying, hey, don't do the automotive industry. The pay stinks. They make you work too hard. But if you thrive off of working and you're like, I just want to work hard and make a lot of money and do what's right for my family, like the automotive industry is, the harder you work, the more money you're going to make.
Exactly. And I mean, flat rate is a benefit. Yes, there's downsides to it, but I feel like there's also more upside to it. I mean, in what other industry can you come? Now, I'm not saying a lot of people are doing this. A lot of people aren't doing it. It's not for everybody. But I'm saying that in no other industry can you come in and by 7 to 12, you have 15 hours and then you're just chilling, or you're grinding for more and possibly can get 30 to 40 in a day. There's no other job that lets you do that.
Yeah, I mean, you said it exactly. It's like you can come in and work an 8 to 10 hour day and then flag 15 to 20 hours just based on the amount of work that you can get done in that time period.
Exactly.
What are some, you know, you've been in the industry a lot less time than I have, so maybe it's easier to speak to what is like a range of some numbers that you could start at. You know, what's the ceiling? You know, what do you got 5-10 years? What's that start like, and what's the ceiling on that?
I'd say most people currently right now who are joining dealerships are starting out, you know, as a lube tech, changing oil under the apprentice status. even if you're going to school, community college, you can do it part-time. We've got a couple at our workplace that are actually going to school, community college, and being lube tech. So they're kind of getting dual training at the same time. And, you know, with FAFSA involved, they're getting free education and they're getting paid to learn what they're studying for at a bigger pace than the rest of their classmates that currently don't have jobs at dealers. So that's really how it's starting. And throughout the pace, many manufacturers now have programs to fast track people to their certifications, unlike they did decades ago. I mean, when we talk to the old timers, they're confused at how we get like master status or expert status in 2 years. But that's because a lot of people, they're trying to push people through. They need people that bad that they're willing to invest over $100,000 into one person. They have that much confidence in them to invest $100,000 to then get their return on the investment by you flagging your hours, you leveling up to a master status in 2 to 3, 4 years.
Well, is that what the Toyota program is? It takes 3 to 4 years.
The Toyota program is around it's TAC, and it's a Toyota Apprentice Career Training, and it's like 1 year. And by the end of that 1 year, you start at certified or maintenance, and by the end of it, you're going to be an expert technician.
Okay, yeah. So the Audi one's about 2 years, and you come out as an expert, which is like a few classes below master, and then you have that master diagnostic tech. So you come out. I mean, it took me 5-6 years to get that training before they released this, you know, accelerated program to get these technicians in and get them certified. So it's like now's the perfect time because you can get that learning done in such a short amount of time. And dealerships, well, it's like the dealerships can't control it because for us, Audi sets up the schedule. Audi's like, you're going to the class on this day, and this day. And then the Audi actually schedules your trips, schedules all your travel, and the dealership just pays Audi for it, and then Audi just takes care of it and gets these technicians all certified, and the dealership just reaps the benefits at the end of the day.
Exactly. My head kind of blanked right there. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say something, but then I forgot.
No, I mean, I'm glad. I didn't actually know Toyota had one. They didn't have that when I was at Toyota, so it's kind of cool to see more than just Audi doing the expedited program curricular.
Yeah, there's the days of technicians waiting a lot of years to reach master status, or I'd say they're coming to an end. Most people I know, they're getting as soon as their 5-year mark for Toyota to be classified as master in tenure, you have to have 5 years in the company. As soon as they hit that 5-year mark, they're already master because they already had all their certifications at the 3-year, 2-year mark. I met a fellow classmate in that apprentice program. He was 9 years in the industry, and he was a certified technician. I was like, dang, brother, they waited this long to send you? But, they didn't have that out at that time. So, now they're getting sent. I mean, I remember meeting a 40-year-old in the same program I was. And I was like, wow, man, that's amazing. But, hey, the opportunity is now, so they're taking advantage of it no matter what the age. There's no discrimination in that.
Yeah, I mean, we have some guys in our shop that are they call it AEP, and the name is eluding me right now, but we have some older gentlemen that are older than me, probably in their 40s or whatever, and they're in that same learning program. And it's awesome because, just like you said, it doesn't matter what age you are. If you want to start now and you can just get into the dealership, get into the program, as long as the dealership's trying to bring you on, that's the biggest thing is talk about trying to get into the industry now but it's a little bit harder now because dealerships are maybe a little bit more tighter on the restrictions of who they want to hire and who they want to let in the door to be techs, at least where I'm at. Yeah,
the higher end places, Audi, yes, but not gonna lie, man, we've hired some individuals that you said, wow, man, you probably shouldn't touch a car. But hey, they've learned and they've gotten better. But there's a few in there that you probably wouldn't trust touching your vehicle. It's like that though. That's in every single shop. There's got to be one technician. Wait, no, I'm not gonna say that. There's got to be one technician in every shop that I know that you'd probably be like, I probably wouldn't want him touching my car if it came to it.
Yeah, as much as I don't want to admit it, I mean, I think every shop and even, I mean, you even go to like Walmart or something, you know, I mean, we all make those little judgments and stuff, and there's always that, you
That's
know,
everybody in Walmart.
I don't know if I want that guy working on it, but, you know, I guess that's why I try to like represent myself online and in the space, is because I want those people to come in and I want them to ask for me. And I want them to come back and be my customers as a technician. You know, just like you go to get your haircut. You go to the haircut guy or woman every time. So why can't you go to the same technician? You go to the same service advisor most of the time. Why can't you come to the same technician?
Exactly.
That's one thing I think we should probably instill a little bit more with our customers is, did you like how Jalid fixed your car? Well, why don't you come back and ask for him? Because, you know, he would love to work on your car again.
Yeah, I even thought of making like little cards with obviously the company name and everything, and like putting it in customers' cars after I service them. If you like this technician working on your vehicle, you can have him back. Just request for him at the service lane. And then I was thinking of it, but I never went through with it. But now that it keeps on getting back into my head, it's probably a sign that I should go through with it. So I might.
My company has like let us entertain the idea of doing business cards with our name, just like a salesperson business card, but for the technician. It just, we haven't kind of put it together to where it's like an idea and then the cards show up and then it's implementing it, because not everyone wants to do that. You know, it's only going to be a select few of people, but I feel like those select few of people, if they start doing it and they start getting return customers, then those other people are going to be like, oh, well, I want to do that too. And so it's just like this trickle down effect. And then everyone, well, it might create some animosity. You're fighting in the shop for tickets, but at the same time, but it's like the advisors get that, you know, the advisors make their customers and stuff like that. So why is it unfair to techs to restrict us in that way where we can't grow and have our own customer base inside of the dealership?
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's probably for the better. And even if, I mean, there's always been, you know, some, not animosity, but there's been, you know, some little discussions that service advisors have with each other about, you know, oh, you took this one customer. I see it all the time. But I mean, techs have the same thing. If, oh, you took my recommendations that I made, but, you know, in a good shop, they're going to discuss that away from the customer. And they're also going to come to an agreement. Hey, these are your recs. I'm sorry. Or, hey, you can have this. I'm good for the day. Like we do that a lot at my shop. We're like openly transparent and we help each other. Like today, another technician was a good on hours. He had like 15 hours for the day, but other technician had 5 hours for the day. And he was like, hey, I got this 3-hour job. Do you want it, man? He was like, yes, man. Thank you. And done deal. I mean, he helped a brother out, and then he'll probably pay him back down in the long run. So,
yeah, I've always, contrary to popular belief, I'd be helping out some techs in my shop. I mean, right now it's a little slow, so it's a little bit more like slim pickings.
You be helping out, bro. You be averaging like 80 hours a week, bro. Nah,
I think it's not like every day. I'll admit I don't help out people every day or even more of every week. But this goal that I'm working towards is 275. There's been times at the end of the month where someone's trying to hit this goal, and I'll be like, oh, here's like a gravy alignment, or here's some upsells, because I've always played it like a strategic game to where I have those hours at the end of the month, because you always got to keep the chamber full. And so at the end of the month, if someone I know that needs some hours, I'm like, yo, where are they at? How many hours do they need? Can I help? And I mean, if they pay me back, cool. If not, cool. I don't do it for that. It's just like, I know how important it is to hit that goal, and I know how it feels to be able to hit it. So like at the end of the month, I'll be like, oh, like I'll help out. But yeah, to your point, like I'm pretty hardcore when it comes to the week and the day. I'm like, questionably not as generous.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's understandable.
I mean, I'll be honest about it.
I'm about to say, brother, you don't get no 80 a week giving handouts, bro.
Well, it's also Toyota and Audi is a lot different.
Yeah. How many ROs a week do you do?
I mean, I don't really know. I don't keep track of it a week, but I mean, per month, it can be anywhere. I've had months where it's just a bunch of gravy or warranty tickets that are big, and it's be like, 50 ROs a month. But I've also done over 100 before.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
So it just depends. Like I've done the time where it's just like cars and car, and you're just working on like, I don't know, 6 cars a day or whatever that number is. But and then I've also done like you get like 1 or 2 big jobs that will carry you for a day or two. So it's just kind of a little bit of both.
Nah, yeah, that's usually it's been a little slow this month. I'm not gonna lie, but I'll probably track maybe 50 ROs, honestly.
I think my highest was probably like 130 ROs. That month was good. That month I hit like 105 hours the first week.
You said 130?
No, 105 hours the first week, and then I
at least at 130 ROs a month.
Oh no, 130?
Like,
no,
geez, you're gonna be working.
No, it was 130 ROs. It was 130 ROs. It was a good month. It was a good month.
Dude, that's crazy. Like, and you work like such an interesting schedule to where I wouldn't anticipate that being like a result of that. Before we get too wrapped up in our hours, I know we wanted to talk on the, EV cars and the evolution of technicians, the skill set that it takes to be EV certified, and the pros and cons of it. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, it'll be a lot. I'd say a decent amount harder for older technicians if they haven't been already used to it. That won't be like their main specialty and their focus. They'll probably give that to the newer guys who are kind of brung up in it. Like that's how it was. I remember one of my mentors, he really didn't like enjoy messing with it. He knew what to do, but he would rather give it off to a tech that actually pursued it and was happy about doing it. Certification in it, they're probably going to start doing more courses. Currently right now, the people who take care of our training are going to start developing more EV courses, more there already is a couple hybrid courses. I mean, that's a main priority. The main priority in like TAC is to become hybrid certified because 90% of our powertrain are hybrids. So that's like a main focus as well. Especially with driver assistance, that's like a big thing. That's like a big thing now, and every car kind of comes with it. Shoot, I even see like some base models come with at least radar cruise. So
I just got a Corolla about a month, maybe 2 months ago now, but it's like a base model Corolla. It's got the manual seats, a stick shift, nothing crazy, but it's got adaptive cruise control. It's got lane assistance. I'm like, oh, this is sweet. Like, I think they just start coming on every car, because I think there's like some legal stuff with the Department of Transportation where they need to have those safety systems in place. And so brands like Toyota are just putting them on every car because it's like, why not? You're already building that car. You might as well just make it a standard feature.
Yeah, I love it. Now, lane departure, it does get on my nerves sometimes. It jerks the wheel.
You and everyone else.
Yeah, it's annoying. But radar cruise and adaptive cruise, oh my. It is a luxury that, I don't take for granted. But sadly, my car doesn't have it. But when I drive rentals or customer cars on test drives, I do put it on there, just make sure it's working. But about the calibrations and stuff, it's coming to a time where an aftermarket shop may not be able to do those calibrations, where body shops are going to, body shops. When body shops are doing repairs, there's going to be a lot of, hey, we just did this, now we need to calibrate it. We get those all the time. And sometimes they end up having to go back because there's such tight specifications for the amount that is allowable on the angles to program that, it has to go back and get readjusted. So, I mean, I think it's a lot of training.
Oh, so we see quite a few of those coming in from the aftermarket shops or from the body shops where they need their calibration done. It pays to be at the dealership. I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, go independent or, go mobile, and like those are cool and all, but when, the benefits of a dealership are you get the training, you get those, sometimes working on recalls all day isn't the greatest, but that's guaranteed work that like the customer doesn't have to pay for. You don't need to wait on our approval. You've got that work coming in, you've got, those cars coming in, and not to mention you're working on the same cars. And as a technician, if you can learn those repairs over and over, then it makes your job easier.
Yep.
You get them done faster. And to some people that might not be considered a real technician, but for my eyes, like if you want to call me a parts replacer all day, sure, I'll be the biggest parts replacer in this place because that's what I'm paid to do. I'm paid to replace parts on cars. Sure, I got to diagnose every now and then, but I mean, I don't know if that, diagnostic tech or parts replacer, what makes a real tech, but sign me up for fixing some cars.
I mean, I think it's all of them in one to be able to replace. Because I mean, there's some parts that some people don't want to replace. People call people parts replacers. But there's some parts you don't even want to touch, like an ID code box and a Toyota. No one wants to touch that. That's all the way behind the dash. A bunch of stuff has to come out, and it's going to cost some time and labor. And especially, you don't want to touch it when you're doing like a diag. When you're just trying to test the harness, you don't want to freaking isolate each component and test from pin to pin, having to get to that part. But, a good parts replacer is going to get to that part fast. And then a good diagnostic technician is going to diagnose it correctly when he gets there. So it's best to be both worlds. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, they're completely different skill sets. Like, I don't feel like you have too many people that are like just level 10 diagnosers and then level 10 parts replacers. I feel like it takes a skill to be either one. Like diagnosis is like hardcore problem solving, and then over here you have parts replacing, and it's just like creativity. Like, how can I get that job done faster? What can I cut out? What can I, can I go this way? Can I go this way instead of that way? And so it takes a different skill set, I believe. Yeah,
no, can't crap on them unless they're allergic to diagnostic work. Those parts replacers we can crap on.
You're allergic to some diagnostic work over here?
Nah, that's how we have to look at them. But
all right, so let's move into the next thing let's talk about the human side of being a technician, how it how it's changed your life, Jay, and then let's talk about how it helped your family, your friends, and then how you can use that knowledge to like home projects, like if you're fixing your AC unit or electrical socket, how being an automotive technician goes outside of the shop and the dealership.
Yeah, I think it really helps a lot with the mechanical inclination in your mind. You kind of see things differently after you've been working on a bunch of components over and over again, and you kind of find out how things work. You can translate it over to home repair. I've translated it over multiple times to lawnmower repair, to kitchen repairs, plumbing in the house. So I've done like random things. Like one time, a couple of the elements on the stove burnt out, and then the freaking junction box on the back of the stove and the fuses blown out as well. And I was like, what is going on? But I knew what to do because, it's basic electrical. It's even simpler than a car that has 60 ECUs. That thing has none, so it's easy to replace. But I think...
Yeah. Go ahead. I was just saying, no, you're exactly right. Like, it might seem more complicated, but at the end of the day, as long as you understand, like, your power, your ground, and if you need to, like, your signal or your power, like that signal wire, then you can understand. You just got to know, is like for a house, the wires are different colors most of the time. So as long as you don't, maybe you zap yourself once, but you learn real quick. And then same thing. It's like you said, it just relays over so quickly that when like you said, it's like the mechanical aptitude. Just how can you fix cars? How can you use your mind and your hands to, fix that lawnmower or help, or with like how many times you help your family out. You work on a friend's car, you work on a family member's car, and sometimes as a technician, you're either reluctant to do it or you're just love helping your family out. But at the end of the day, like, car repairs are expensive. So I'm like happy to help out because I know that I could probably do that repair for, if I'm not doing it for free because it's like someone in my family, it's like I can do it for a fourth of the cost that the dealership would. So I'm like, let me help you. Like, they're like, oh, I don't want to inconvenience you. It's like, no, let me save you that $1,000 and let me help you with this.
Yeah, 100%. Shoot, if someone asked your wife when was the last time she paid for an oil change, she probably couldn't remember.
Well, she does drive an electric car, so it's probably been a lot longer than unless any secret oil changes they'd be doing on those e-trons.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, man, I've been able to my mother's vehicle, it's a 2014 Camry hybrid. I've done every service on it. She hasn't paid out of the pocket for none, just paying it for oil, and she bought her tires a while ago, but everything else is on me because that's my mom, so of course I'm going to do that. My girlfriend, she hasn't paid for any repairs. Her mother hasn't paid for any repairs. Some of my friends, I've gotten them massive work done for, a lower price, out of the dealership, of course. But I've gotten them massive work done when they went to the dealership and, could have been quoted like, tons and tons of money. But, I was able to help out, and it really changes the people around you. And then they're grateful to have someone like you in their life to make things easier, to keep them rolling. Because, I mean, without your car, where are you going? What are you doing? Nothing. You're staying at home.
Or that tow truck's going to pick you up.
Yeah.
I always tell people it's the value of a technician. If you take a step back and realize that one of most people's second most expensive item in their life is their car. Sometimes it's people's first. I mean, there's unfortunately people in some weird situations, but it's like people don't realize how important your car is until you don't have it. And then the fact that, we constantly fighting this battle back and forth, it seems like with, some of the dealerships and some of the management, and not everyone has that problem, but it seems that the general consensus is that it's like technicians are valuable. I mean, we're arguably car doctors, if you want to make that hard comparison. I mean, we're not saving human lives, but human bodies, I think you said it the other day, human bodies have been the same for thousands of years, hundreds, tens of thousands of years. And it's like cars change every 8 months. Like I have to learn a new system, a new electrical system, a new engine, even the headlights. So it's like, it's weird to say it out loud, but technicians are extremely valuable, and the amount of information they need to learn and know on a regular basis is just out of this world. So we know how we can use some of these things around the house, helping our friends, helping our family. As you've been in the industry a little bit longer and you're growing your career, I know you're dealing with some of those time constraints. You can't be diagnostic certified quite yet, but as far as your career growth goes and the future that you're looking towards, what are some things that helped you start when you started until at the point now? And then once you go through it, I'll kind of put my 2 cents in on that.
I'd say some few things that helped me start and kind of get the mindset of how I wanted to pursue things and like how quickly, was really just seeing other people in the shop as motivation.
What did you do? Before you get too far into it, what did you do before the shop? Like, how did you get into the shop?
Oh, how did I get into the shop? So before I ended up joining a dealer, I had a group of friends that were super into cars. I didn't know anything about cars, never really cared about vehicles, never in my whole life would I thought I'd be working on cars for a living. But they owned a couple of Fox bodies. And one of my friends took me for a ride in his 1986 four-eyed white Fox body. And when he put that thing into third gear, I said, boom. And ever since then, I was like, oh, cars are awesome. Cars are awesome. And then I'd continue to, whenever they do stuff on their cars, I would be there learning, messing with them. And then, when I went active duty for a couple of orders, during that time, I did a lot of thinking of what I was going to do when I was back in the civilian world. And I figured, hey, I'm really digging cars. I'm really, I think I have a passion there, and I think I'd like to chase it. And so during that time, the last couple of months before I went civilian, I ended up applying for a good amount of automotive jobs, dealers nearby my house. And I ended up finding one. And, for transparency, made myself sound a little bit better so I could skip express and go straight into main shop. But it ended up working out. I was a quick learner, so I was able to, make up that time and, make sure that no one was like, oh, what is he doing in the shop? But, that's kind of how I went about it. What about you? If you remember, I know it's been about 50 years.
So old. You see a couple gray hairs I got here. I've seen my better days. I think something – I came out of high school and didn't really have a plan. I didn't put the right effort in out of high school. I just didn't have the same mindset. And so my mom told me I needed to get a job. And so my first job was changing oil at a quick car. It was just kind of like, I don't know. I like playing video games with cars. I like building Legos. I don't really know. I think maybe she knew someone that worked there. I don't remember, but I started there, did that for a few months. And then the tech there, the repair tech that worked there, went to UTI, Universal Technical Institute. And he was like, "Oh, dude, like you should go here. I went there. It's great, And so we looked into it. We had a rep come to the house, and eventually I just got moved down to where I'm at now, and went to the UTI down here, and then got started part time at Toyota. So you go to school in the morning, do Toyota in the evenings, and as I started. You could tell where my mind's at this early stage. So I started where I'd work in the morning, so it'd be like 7 to 12, but then I'd go to school in the night, and I was like, I don't like that because I have to. If I'm in the middle of like an oil change or repair, I have to stop right then at 12 because I got to go to school. And so I asked to be switched schedules. So I swapped my school schedule and my work schedule so I could then come in at 12:30 and just work. I mean, then I would work till 8 o'clock at night. I was straight out of school. So I was right out of the gate. I was already trying to how can I use my time to make more money? How can I use my time to be more efficient? And once I did that, I went full time at Toyota after school, and then I somehow ended up at Audi, and then there we are. Yeah, I kept it short and sweet.
Yeah, that's how we ended up at Audi. But I mean, that's a pretty good way. I know a couple of my friends that ended up going to UTI. How was it? The dual life, as in like going to school and managing the work life, work life, school life, and also were you in a dorm room provided by UTI or just apartments?
No, they have I don't know what they do now. I mean, it was 15 years ago, so it's weird saying that. But they would do apartment. They would help you with apartment housing. So you would be like, hey, we have this list of apartments, and they would help you, and you'd get a discounted rate because they referred you. So you would get whatever $100 off a month from this apartment complex, and they set you up if you wanted with the roommate and the job. And I mean, they set you up with everything. I mean, you just had to show up to work and do the work, and you just had to show up to school and do the school. And at the time, that's all I knew. So I didn't have a family. I mean, I went to go see my friends and mom back home every other weekend or so, but it wasn't bad. I don't remember it being bad. I mean, I've wake up early, go to school, stay late at work. I mean, it was all I knew. I didn't really, have much of a life outside of that at the time.
How far was the move down to the school from where you were currently living?
About 2.5 hours. So I moved from Austin area to Houston area. And yeah, I was 2.5. So, maybe Friday after work or Saturday morning, I would just drive home. And I did that for most of the time that I was in school. And it was fine. I didn't have any problems. And I mean, just kind of breaking down UTI. I thought the schooling there, my whole time there was great. I mean, the fact that some people can't pass UTI is a little bit beyond me. Maybe that's just because I have a strong mechanical aptitude, but it's mostly just attendance. You show up and you just try a little bit and you're going to pass. You're going to get away with your certification, and they just offer so many more connections. It's like networking. They know so many brands, they know so many dealers. And so you get basically, if you're doing good, they're going to toss you in with someone that will pay you good. So UTI is great. I just think it's a little expensive for what you get. You pay $30,000+ for a year, and it's like they're very reputable, but that amount of money looking back is just a little bit more. If I were to do it again and have the knowledge now, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't probably be here today if that wasn't for that school. So who knows?
Nah, you still be there, brother. Now, yeah, I've got two friends. One is currently still paying off student loans, which is up to 40. It's in the 40s now. It's no longer in the 30s as it was a couple years ago. But,
Yeah.
I'd say I recommend people. I mean, you can go to UTI or you can go to community college. I think both will do the equal amount for you. If you want to transition it over to a different role with a degree, probably go to community college. But that's for everybody else to decide.
There's great programs. I mean, what I'm doing, this is why I'm in a hotel room right now, as I'm at a university that I mean, I'll just shout them out because I know they're not going to, I'm not saying anything bad about them, but they're this Northwood University up here in Michigan is a university that focuses on automotive business, and they're just starting to dabble in the technician side of things. And so they teach people like, finances, business, marketing, advertising. I mean, anything automotive business. I mean, they do other stuff too, but they're really known for their automotive business side of the. And I honestly, a year ago, I didn't know about this, and thanks, I was able to learn about it. And so far, everything I've heard here, the people here, the students here, everyone's so friendly. They're willing and anxious to learn, and it's fantastic. I think it's a great opportunity, and I wish there was more opportunities like this, where they're teaching the ins and out of the automotive business, because it is a tricky one, not just for technicians or advisors, but all the way up the food chain. Salespeople.
Yes. There's so many different accounts. Exactly, that they have to manage. Like, it's crazy.
So, I mean, I think there's a lot of opportunities outside of UTI, the actual the big brand technical school. Community colleges are offering a lot of programs that will teach you a lot of the same stuff, and they're fantastic. And I wish they would get more positive reputation, like schools like UTI do, like, with the brand deals and stuff, because they deserve it. And people who can't necessarily afford UTI, they deserve those opportunities.
Yeah, I have a friend that he's never going to pay his student loan off for UTI. He's never going to pay it.
It took me like 10 years. It took me like 8 or 10 years, dude. Like, it's a grind, man.
He was like, I don't care. It's just so funny. He started thinking about it. He straight up said, I'm not paying it off. It's so funny, man. So every time I think about it, it's just hilarious.
Would you say is your military background had any influence on not just like your schedule, but like your influence in like wanting to be a technician or anything like that? Because I've personally heard of a lot of like veterans or current active military people going into the automotive industry because there's like a similar style of work.
Honestly, it depends on how you are in the military. There's a couple of people who take advantage of, the salary paycheck, and they kind of just, check boxes here and there. But there's a couple of people we call motivators in the Marine Corps who are out there to grind and show that, they're some of the best out there. And so that's kind of like the way I look at it. I look at it from a competitive standpoint. So in the Marine Corps, I always strive to, do the best, and all their mottos and stuff, honor, courage, commitment. I always strive to, better myself and better the people around me, and to be a good NCO, non-commissioned officer. So I'd say it's definitely helped me out, and it's also a great thing on the resume. I'm not gonna lie, it's awesome. Each time you tell someone you're a Marine, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're a Marine," and I'm like, "Yes. Thank you for your service." I'm like, "Yes."
Hold the flashes, hold the comments, wait till the end.
yeah, but it's honestly great. There's a good amount of respect that comes with it, and people. I mean, I get told all the time, "Oh, I could tell you're in the military." I don't know if it's just my posture or just the way I try to carry myself when I'm speaking to people that are older than me. My friend group, we get laxy-daisy, and we, we're just messing around and stuff. But when I'm speaking to a service advisor or a manager or even a customer, I change that. I change my tone, change my voice, change my posture, and I'm speaking to them as like in a professional way. So, it's also helped me to do that and to speak with some level of eloquence, So I'd say it's definitely a benefit.
That's good. I mean, it's rolled over into your life, and the two are, they don't directly go together, but they, your positive attributes, intertwine from both automotive and from the military.
100%. And also on the physical aspect of things, I'm able to move quick and kind of keep on grinding, put my head down and just keep on wrenching, even when I'm tired. Because I mean, in the Marine Corps, we've done plenty worse. So, it's not the suck anymore. It's just the automotive industry.
Yeah. So that kind of leads me to the next thing is, if you could tell some of these young cats that are maybe they're in their first 2 years as a technician. They're either still on the lube rack, or they're just starting out, or maybe they're just in high school still and they want to get out and get into the automotive industry. What are some things that you might tell or encourage those technicians on? Why is now the best time to get into the industry? What are some highlights for you?
Highlights for me, the wage has increased. Demand has increased. When wage and demand increase, that's some time for you to go in. It's a green dot. It's a green dot flashing at your eyes, going bing, 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 pick me. So for young technicians and for people still in high school, I just feel like it's really like maybe the first time in decades that technicians can actually make over $100K a year. Shoot, there's some techs who make 200, and I'm just like, what? I'm like, how is that possible? Now, obviously, they are high-level, high-performing technicians, but there's technicians at dealers, that are just moving through, not going through the motions, but they're not fast. They're not super fast. They're not grinding crazy hours anymore. I mean, in a 4-day work week, one of the people at a dealership has been making over $100,000 for the past 4 years. I mean, wow. In a 4-day work week. I mean, it's great. He strives to be the best. I do believe he is the best at our dealer. He's like 33 years old, so I cut him slack. He's a little bit older than me. He has a lot more time in the industry. But I just feel like for even lube techs, if you're still on the rack 2 years, you need to put yourself out there more, honestly. The fault lies on you for not putting yourself out there and for not striving to get these certifications. If you're just taking it as, I'm just working a job, I'm not moving, I'm not trying to move up, you're kind of losing money right there. Each time inflation goes up and your wage doesn't go with it, you're taking a pay cut. So you need to go up with it. But on the lube rack, I know you're not going up with inflation because you're getting paid the same set amount that they have been for the past couple of years. So I'd advise those people on the lube rack to get their certifications, get noticed in the shop, talk to shop foremen, talk to team leads, talk to other technicians that have been in that position to strive for something. You need something to go for. Recently, I'll give an example of me. I've been kind of getting lackadaisy at the gym. I didn't want to go to the gym. So guess what? Yesterday, I did a Murph challenge. I did a mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and then a mile run again. I just was getting complacent. So I needed something to strive for. And now I'm going to be doing it for a long time. What would you have to say to the technicians around you, especially in the Texas area?
Well, it sounds like you just need to jumpstart that gym schedule back up to a little, boost, get them right in there and then let them know. I know how that is. I mean, I think some guys get stuck on a lube rack and they're like, why am I not getting moved up? Why am I not getting moved up? And it's like, I mean, I don't want to criticize anyone because I don't know anyone's exact scenario, but if you're going above and beyond and you're cleaning up your mess, other people's messes, you're helping out. Hey, can I look like, hey, can I help you with this oil change? Can I help you with tires? What are you doing over here? Can I help you here? Or, can I help clean up over here? And if you're always if you're slow and you're just sitting on your toolbox on your phone, people see that. If you're slow and you're helping out the tech across the shop or next to you, people see that. And so, you might, they might not be in a position to move you up immediately, and that's okay. But if you're doing those things, you're going to get noticed. People are going to talk about it. And then those managers are going to be like, yeah, we've seen this whole set of things from you. And I don't know any managers that wouldn't go out and say, hey, Joe, we've seen you just killing it. We are not ready to move you up yet, but we want to let you know you're at the top of our list. Because I know that manager doesn't want to learn. He doesn't want to lose that. He or she doesn't want to lose that hard worker. So they're going to do everything to be like, hey, we can't move you up now. But guess what? A couple months, let's reevaluate and see where you're at. So I feel like sometimes people are reluctant to look in the mirror and be like, hey, what can I do better? What can I do more? Yep. Instead of just pointing the finger, because it's easy. It's human nature to blame others. And sometimes it's really hard to look in the mirror and be like, hey, Curtis, you have not been showing up to work on time, which I haven't, but just using that for example is like, I know I need to be better and I just got to do it. Like you said, jumpstart that, just do something that kicks you back into gear. Yep. As for high school, a lot of high schools, not everyone, but a lot of high schools have programs for automotive. And if you're doing that, or if you have the opportunity to do it and you think you might want to be doing automotive, take advantage of it. Get as much experience as you can, because when you go to the next level of education or you go to apply and they see that, that's only going to help you. It's not going to hurt you. Like, oh, you did shop in high school? You loser. They're not going to do that. They're going to be like, oh, sweet, you already have a year experience? Like, that's awesome. So I think just if you're interested in being automotive, give it 110% effort and just go out there and, like, earn it. Like, it's not going to be handed to you.
Yeah, 100%.
So like you said, the money's there. The money's there. And flat rate might suck, but if you put in the effort and the time, I mean, the numbers you mentioned, that and more, depending on the brand, the situation, the dealership, it's crazy. Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a lube tech that's he's in school right now, and he's already got 3 ASCs, and I helped him make his ASC account. I was like, he was like, man, should I wait until like I finish school? I was like, what? What are you, stupid? I didn't say that, that's what I was thinking in my head, but in the nicest way possible. I was like, no, you need to do this now. I was like, matter of fact, you have an email, social security number? Do you know it off the top of your memory? I was like, let's go freaking sign you up right now and let's get these things rolling so the managers can notice you and already so since he's gotten his 3 ACs, they've already actually put him kind of in main shop, but as like an apprentice role, just helping people out, learning things here and there. He's not even on the lube rack anymore. He helps from time to time, but mostly when he's with us, he's kind of just shadowing us, seeing how we do certain jobs, seeing how we go about explaining diagnostic procedures, seeing how we go about our true video inspections, which is a big topic that we will soon talk on this podcast about. But he always watches us. He asks us about true videos. He's very intrigued by what we got going on, and we always try to help him out and teach him here and there. But I think that's a good way to go about things. Try to put yourself out there first and foremost, and when you do hard work, people will notice. If people haven't noticed, you ain't doing hard work, brother. There ain't no way.
It's called hard work for a reason.
Yeah. It's hard.
And just to add on to that, like if ASC, if you're watching this, little sponsorship, you never know. Go ASC. Like, go ASC. I don't do ASCs personally, but I have at Toyota. But look, see, there we go. We got one right there in the live in the podcast every time. In the podcast. Because I know those ASC tests ain't easy. They're tricky, and so I mean we can get on some ASC training stuff because I know a lot of people would love to hear about that. Yeah, sure. Kind of finish it up. Let's kind of get wrapped up here, and we'll kind of go over the last little bit, and we just kind of go back and reiterate. If you're looking for a good career and you want to make a lot of money, you're a hard worker. Maybe you don't have a ton of schooling, but you love working on cars, and maybe you like building Legos. I mean, I love building Legos. Automotive will probably, as a technician, have a home for you. It's literally just if you put in the time, you put in the effort, you can reap the benefits. You can reap the rewards. The sky is the limit. And for new techs that are willing to spend the time and learn the ins and outs of the brand, the industry, and the position, I believe now is the time to join automotive industry and to put your, what do you say, jump in that puddle? Jump in that puddle. I know I don't think we have anybody in the live stream chat right now, and that's 100% okay as this is the first episode. So I'm going to ask you, Jay, if there's any questions you've received. What are some questions that you've received over maybe the last week that you think could be helpful to the topic of this episode?
I have terrible memory. So, are there any questions I remember that could help?
Well, here, let me give you an example. Maybe it'll spark something up. So, I received a question last week about what can dealerships do from my point of view. What can dealerships do to help with technicians in the flat rate system and with their mental health? And I did make a post about it today, about some things I think that could help the flat rate system. But I don't want to go into that. What I want to go into is there's a lot of talk about mental health and flat rate. And if you get on social media, you hear all the negative things. But what we don't hear enough about is the positive things. All those positive comments that are tossed in there, they're just overrun by the negative ones. So the question that I most often get is, how do I keep a positive mindset when there is so many negative things around? And I'll tell you, don't listen to it, because those people, they aren't putting in the work that you can put in, or I can put in, or whoever's watching. We can put in the hard work, we can put in the time, and don't listen to the haters. Don't listen to the people who are going to slow you down, because if you believe them, if you listen to them, you will believe them, and then you're going to fall down into that negativity. And just guess what? People aren't going to always like you. They're not going to enjoy what you're doing. And if they see you busting your bum and working hard, making lots of hours, they ain't gonna like you. Most of them aren't gonna like it. So
they're gonna be like, he's cheating.
Put those earmuffs on and just do it.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. I mean, if you don't do it, I mean, no one else will for you. You've got to just kind of go and strive for it. For most of the negativity in my area, in my dealer, I kind of really there's a couple people that complain a good amount and stuff, but I kind of don't listen to them complaining. I hear what they're talking about, but they're mostly always complaining about stuff that they could have done differently or they could have changed. They just lack the self-awareness to tell themselves, I've got to be better. That's like mainly the complaints that you hear. They can do better.
Yeah, but here they are.
Freaking
dogs.
No,
it's okay. We're about to tie this knot on this thing. So we're going to wrap up episode 1 of Way of the Technician. So all my...
For the exit, I've got to make him be quiet.
I can barely hear him, to be honest.
Bro?
I barely hear him. All right, so I'm gonna hit that outro, or like my makeshift outro. We'll work on it, So to all my fellow gravy train conductors in the industry, thank you so much for tuning in to the Way of the Technician. My name is Curtis, and this is
Jalid.
And we'll catch you next time.
See y'all. Thank you for joining.